Welcome to this go-ahead Dublin Senior 1 Hurling Championship encounter between Lucan and Cuala. Lucan have beaten Kilmacud Crokes 118 to 211 and St. Bridget's by 124 to 122 so far this season. Cuala beat Whitehall Colmkill 23 points to 210 and St. Bridget's 118 to 211. So both teams have perfect records. Cuala have reached the semi-finals the past two seasons running. Of course, they won it back in 2020. Lucan reached the quarter-finals last season and the semis for the two seasons before that. They've both had incredibly good seasons so far, Ryan O'Dwyer, so something has to give today.
Yeah, looking at the two teams today, they're very evenly matched. Obviously, Cuala are missing a good few from the teams that have won All Irelands, but you look at Lucan as well, Peter Kelly's missing. Massive loss from a couple of years ago, but he's still out there on the pitch. I don't know his selector role, but he's out on the pitch driving the lads on, getting them going before the game. It's going to be a cracking game. It's very, very hard to pick a winner from this. It could be a simple thing that might make a difference. It could be the bounce of a ball or a mistake that could clinch this for one of the teams. But it's going to be I think it's going to be a cracking game here. From both teams, and even when you look at the subs bench, there's still great lads come on from both teams there as well. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game ahead.
Ballyboden cruising in their game against Fawkes at the moment. 11 minutes gone in the second half in O'Toole Park. Ballyboden St Enda's 4-14, Fawkes 9 points. Pierce Christie with the latest goal for Ballyboden. The teams, well, we'll start with Cuala. Sean Brennan in goal, so experienced between the sticks. Ono Callahan, a good presence at cornerback. He can really get forward. Conal O'Toole, we've seen it already. He's an expert score getter. And one thing that you talked about actually during the last game was Sean Moran, named at corner forward, but he'll kind of go wherever he needs to go. But he's not kind of anchored to where he used to be. Do you like that? Do you not like that? How do you feel about that?
His traditional role was the centre back, but not the marking centre back. It was the sweeping centre back under Matty Kenny. That was his role. And even when he was centre back for Dublin, that was his role. That he was six, but the real traditional six of just staying in the pocket, not marking anyone. It is stranger than being named corner forward. I don't expect him to stay in corner forward. I expect him to come out and kind of, I suppose, look, he's around long enough, he's experienced enough, and he's mature and intelligent enough that he's well able to read the ball. I think he'll be given a little bit of free rein. You go out around the middle of the field. If you feel we're under a bit of pressure going to the half back line, maybe drop even behind the half back line. But yeah, I think he's going to play a massive role today.
And a good depth on the bench as well. Let's take a look at the Lucan starting 15. Some familiar names in this team. One to look out for, Chris O'Leary, originally from Cork, but a really good score getter, 3 points against Kilmacud Crokes, all from play. Ben Coffey got a goal in that game. Sean Harkness is a young lad who is impressed in underage teams in Lucan, and he's a bit of a dead eye as well. 11 points from frees against Kilmacud Crokes. He's actually out practicing at the moment with the bib still on. McCaffrey still there. Ronan Smith, a strong presence at cornerback, and of course Kevin Fitzgerald, a real leader. And we have not mentioned Paul Crummy in all that. Of course, no Chris Crummy, which is a huge loss.
Yeah, looking at Ronan Smith, cornerback there, traditionally he would have played out around the middle of the field for Lucan for as long as I can remember. So him cornerback, I'd say, looking at the... I suppose you look at Sean Moran. Will he be tagged onto him? You follow him wherever he goes, because if Sean Moran goes out the field, I'm sure Ronan Smith would love that, get out to where he feels most comfortable. So there might be a reason for him being named there. But look, like I said already, it's going to be a cracking game. Two teams with some cracking players and a strong bench as well. You look at Kieran Dowling there on the Dublin panel for a good while, and Ona Keneally, a big name player as well.
Yeah, not too many subs, but some good ones there. Just to let you know the standings in the group, Kilmacud Crokes have won a game, so they're now on 2 points, having lost the one they played, and of course the other weekend they were on a bye. So they're on 2 points. Lucan and Cuala have both played 2 games each. They're both locked on 4 points. Kilmacud Crokes are down for 3, but that bye game goes down as a bye. It's a bit confusing, but try to stay with me if you can. St. Bridget's and Whitehall Colmkill both at the bottom. Well, Bridget's in 5th, Whitehall Colmkill in 6th. They both have no points. Cuala and Lucan, well, a win today pretty much guarantees their spot in the next round. But it's about going through as group winner, and that's what both of these teams, I think, want, because, and it's something that actually a lot of the Limerick guys said after the All-Ireland final, that winning Munster gave them a good block of training, and that's actually a good thing when you get to this deep in the year, when you can actually buy yourself maybe an extra week to do some hard training, and when you can skip a quarter-final, you can do that. So winning the group is really important for whoever does it.
I think it's massive. If you can win the game, any bruises or scratches or injuries, you get that extra week, possibly extra 2 weeks. You can clear up so much in that 2 weeks, and you also have your team together as a unit. You can work on poke outs, work on strategies, work on formations. So I think it's key, and you can also go to the quarter final and look at who you're actually playing. So yeah, it's massive to come top now.
And it's not going to be decided fully today, but you'll take a step in the right direction if you go top. Here's Diarmuid O'Flynn barreling forward. O'Flynn with Cuala in the red and white jerseys and Lucan in the white and green. This one's going over off the stick of Dara Toomey, a late change, and that's a good start for Cuala.
Showing intent from the very start there, rushing through the middle, wanting to get first score on the board.
And a good score as well from Dara Toomey, wearing number 17. A relatively late replacement. And a free in goes to Cuala as well.
Paul Crummy should have done better with that. Was about maybe 7-8 yards in front of the man for the poke out, but the ball just went a little bit too low to catch. He was kind of catching around his belly button, bounced out of his hand, and that just gave Cuala a chance to smother him with the ball. You had two lads tackling him. He got the ball then, and sure, then it was a turnover straight away, so he fouled him.
Folks, Match Tracker on Twitter doing a great job today, by the way. Despite the fact that their team are losing, they're keeping the scores coming in and keeping us updated. 4-17 Ballypoden, 10 points, folks. And that gives me the chance to wish best of luck to Dave, who manned the Dublin Match Tracker for many years. He is retired from that particular duty as Sean Brennan goes for a point and gets it from long range. So a good start for Cuala, the first 2 points.
Came out very far to take that free. He was out exactly in halfway. But look, it was worth it coming out.
It's worth it when you score. Slipped through the fingers there of John Shannon. Charlie Kerr trying to get away. Bearing in and goal. Will he shorten the grip and go for it? Tries to bat it. Brennan with a good save. Kerr with the second bite. Well, the umpires are saying it's wide. Lucan are protesting. They're saying it went out off the stick of Brennan. It was a good save from Brennan. Let's have a look at that one.
Yeah, run through, in fairness, very, very strong running. 5 lads chasing him. He went to bat the ball, but just right at the goalie. But I would have given a 65.
Cuala battle for possession. Killian Shannon juggled out towards Toomey. Good stick past Darragh O'Connell, the Kerry man, trying to slalom through. Colm Cronin. That's going to go in on top of the full forward line. It's 2-on-2 and more to join. Lee Murphy is trying to get on the end of the break, but it's a great catch. I think it was Paul Rigney back there.
Yeah, he has the free and he get it, yeah. Look, dangerous ball in. I know Paul Rigney won that ball, won it fair and won it. He was very strong in winning it, but they are dangerous balls going in there, and all you need is one of them to bounce your direction and it's a goal.
It's actually Kevin Fitzgerald who got back there. They get it back. Here's Owen O'Callaghan. Looking to intercept McCaffrey. He's lost it. Conroy. Jamie Conroy. Good work from McCaffrey. McCaffrey has fouled him. Yeah, the advantage was being played. Cuala have started quickly here. .420 Ballyboden, 10 points, folks. That one in Group 2.
It's hard to see where Dara Toomey's playing. He's gone in corner forward now. He was centre forward, then he was wing forward on the other side of the pitch. So I think they're moving around just to create a bit of havoc there. Liam certainly Murphy. Working.
Liam Murphy against the breeze, but it is a kind of a limp breeze at the moment.
Over the bar. 3
points without response from Cuala, 2 of them from frees. 3 different scores, and they lead by 3 points to 0. No need for Lucan to panic just yet. Kevin Fitzgerald, what a servant he is to Lucan. Behan. Cuala have that extra man back. Lucan trying to get the possession anyway. That's John Shannon. Conroy
Oh,
lost, taken back brilliantly by Behan. It's a bit loose and intercepted by Colm Cronin.
careless.
Darragh O'Connell, Diarmuid O'Flynn. Flynn goes long.
Johnny on the break.
Johnny McCaffrey, no better man to pick up breaking ball. Diarmuid O'Flynn did enough to break it down towards Darragh O'Connell. I beg your pardon, now it's Killian Shannon. Killian Shannon 3-on-3 inside, where it's actually 4-on-3 now. And it's McCaffrey who picks it up. He's playing as the sweeper, he's doing a good job. Nicely turned by Charlie Kerr, who was denied a goal a couple of minutes ago. Looking for Lucan's first score of the game. He's denied again.
See, Sean Moran is after dropping right back. He was playing in front of the full forward, or the Lucan full forward line, in front of his own full back line there. But he was too far away from the man to make any difference. Very casual, Paul Crummy out to get the hook in, won the ball.
Crummy, good ball down the line to Ben Coffey. Coffey trying to shake off his man, Andy Power, wins the free in.
A great attitude from Lucan there. Paul Crummy was a mile away. Now I know the Cuala man was very lax on the ball, but Paul Crummy a mile away had no reason to get no excuse to get a hook or a block there, but busted his arse to get back and get the hook in. Won the ball, delivered in the free.
That win for Ballyboden, by the way, I'm presuming it will be a win unless Falks make the best comeback of all time. We'll put them on 6 points. They'll be 3 from 3. Afina second in that group on 2 points. Vincent's third on 2 points, having won one and lost one. Harkness puts it over. Good young player. First score for Lucan.
Oh,
some collision.
Both of them hopped up though. There was no malice in it at all, just both of them running into it, but look, fair play to both of them. They could have stayed down and milked it, but both of them got up straight away.
Jake Malone. Is it fair to call him one of the old stagers?
He would be, well, I look at him, I still see him as young now, but yeah, at this stage he's one of the older heads, plenty of experience.
Oh, it's fumbled. Can Cuala take advantage? No, they can't. Swept up by Killian Murray. Racing after it there is, I beg your pardon, Paul Rigney.
It's the same run as Johnny McCaffrey. Yeah, right decision.
Flash ball, I think.
Ball in. There's a bit of sloppy passing from both sides.
Falls kindly for Paul Rigney, but he couldn't get it up. There was just too many players around him. So intense out there. Now they try and run it out. It is Paul Rigney. Good pass. McCaffrey. Trying to turn, and that one was Ben Coffey. Coffey in a foot race with Andy Power.
Ben got there first, but I'd nearly given a free there, but no, Lucan have it.
Good turn from Chris O'Leary. O'Leary's taken too many steps.
More the long free, great strike of the ball.
Well won.
Not being contested at all. Yeah, free out.
Colm Cronin tried to hold him up, but illegally so, free out.
Great catch from Colin Walsh there, but he was uncontested, and you know the ball was in there so long it shouldn't have been uncontested.
Harkness was the aim. He might still get there. He's in a foot race with Conroy. Harkness got through a gap, gets the shot away. Lucan looking for a first score from play, and that wait will have to continue.
Well, he did everything right there. Didn't really have to win the ball because the ball came in and went past Borden, but then he turned sharp and won the foot race, as he said.
Sean Brennan intercepted Chris O'Leary. Has a runner inside, that's Luke Walsh. Chris O'Leary went short-ish. And they'll take the score. I think it was Harkness who finished it. It was a first score from play for Lucan.
Ref had indicated free, so if he put it wide, it was still calling back for a free.
Brennan, 2 in a row for Lucan. Line ball, Cuala.
It's a small crowd at this game.
Liam Murphy. Murphy, good score. Really good score. His second, his first from play.
You'd wonder, was that worked on a line ball? It was. He made the run, flicked it up to himself, turned and over on the left.
Cuala's first score in just over 6 minutes. That's a good catch by Darragh O'Connell.
Oh, ref gives it for throw. It's so hard to referee the hand pass now, or the throw. Lucan could do this now to get one step closer. The game hasn't really lit up yet, 10 minutes into it. I expect it to be a cracking game, but look, it could turn yet.
Harkness is on target. He scored 3 of the last 4 scores in this match.
Great ball into space.
O'Toole, we know he loves to take it and turn and get shots away. Look at that for a pivot.
Strike let him down a little bit.
It's just a little look into what he's capable of. He'll be disappointed with the finish, but it's not the last you'll see of him in this game. Colin Walsh. Found Coffey. Coffey. Wide.
Just left. They're great, like the Lucan heads up coming out of defence, able to pick out the man. So like they're delivering great ball in, but the pace of this game, you have to say the last game was much more.
Coffey hacks it forward into the path of Luke Walsh. Luke Walsh couldn't take it on the run. Trying to dispossess now is Sean Moore. Not wearing 15, but we knew he wouldn't play there. That's a good take by John Shannon. Nope, it's actually a Lucan ball.
It's a free. I think we were following the ball, but I think it was in the corner. I think Sean Moran was pulling his man off the ball, away from it. Tight angle, but look, it's a chance for Harkin to draw the game now.
Harkness. That's a really fine score.
Tough angle. He put it over, no problem to him.
And we're level for the first time since the start. Lucan ball. Kevin Fitzgerald goes backwards. Juggled by Rollo Smith. Launched by John Bellew. Will it fall for Coffey? It does. There's a bit of red between him and the goal. So he just takes the shot on. And scores. Good score from him.
Yeah, took that very well. Kind of a hit and hope ball going in, but he won the break. Didn't win clean, won the break, but turned over the bar. Very good.
Conroy. Malone. Tiermer O'Flynn. Darragh O'Connell. Malone. He says enough of the short stuff and just goes long. Batted away. Ronan Smith. Smith trying to get away from Liam Murphy. Smith did well. That's a turn by Paul Crummy, but did they run out of pitch? They did. It's a line ball to Cuala.
See, the Lucan bench aren't happy over there. They're having a go at the linesman, but yeah, I think he did. He'd stepped out over anyway. Waiting for something to really kick in this game, just to let the fireworks go.
It's not amazing so far, is it?
No, when I expected a good game, but look, it could turn in an instant.
Away it goes from Johnny McCaffrey. Harkness running after it. Beaten to it by Conroy. Intercepted. Paul Crummy.
Wide ball.
Sean Moran, no better man to distribute. Planted from a deeper position. Jamie Conroy runs after it with him for company. Rollo Smith. It gives away the foul.
You're out in front. Any little touch in the back at all, if you fall over, it's going to be a free. Prime example there. I don't think there was much in it, but the man in front fell, so he's going to get it every single time. Or a chance for Lee Murphy. He's been accurate so far, so.
Murphy.
Yeah, over the bar.
Good score. Third. His second from a free. 5-all. Full time, by the way. Ballypoden St Enda's 5:21. Fogs 1:11. A good win for Ballypoden St Enda's. Can Kevin Fitzgerald get a good possession here? O'Flynn followed him all the way. There's a real scramble. O'Flynn comes away. Really good work by O'Flynn. Down the line it goes from Liam Murphy. Juggled by O'Toole. Had a man running with him, that's Conroy O'Toole. Couldn't get it up, but that's because he was surrounded by Lucan players. Harkness. Jack Bean. There's a man jogging out wide, that's Colin Walsh. Colin Walsh will run onto this one. There's a lot of open space for him to move into. Colin Walsh. Well worked score.
Yeah, he had loads of time on the ball, had to score there. It was well worked out. Good running off the shoulder as well.
Intercepted by Kevin Fitzgerald.
Bad mistake there from Andy Power. He just let the ball go under him.
Charlie Kerr. Wide. Had a few wides in this first half. Brennan. Oh well, I was about to say finds Colin Cronin, but getting out in front was Jack Bean. It is won back by Cuala though, and Ono Callahan gives Jake Malone a lot of work to do, but Malone doesn't mind hard work. Malone. That's a really good take. It's Conroy.
Oh, great defending there.
Fantastic defending.
Oh.
Given away. Cronin. Conroy. Conroy!
Is it
It's
goal
in.
or what? Goal, yeah. Look, it was. You'd feel sorry for Lucan there. Great defending. Tackled the hand. Johnny with a stray hand pass to Cronin.
Conroy did brilliantly there. I think the keeper might have actually got something on it, and you can actually see how he reacts. Just couldn't guide it around the post. It was some shot, some finish. Jamie Conroy.
Yeah. Ref was given a free anyway, but he waved play on to play advantage. Free, or point came from.
Much needed score for Lucan. Look, I appreciate they weren't out of the game, obviously having conceded the goal, but it's always good to get a boost like that, having conceded a goal. O'Flynn looking down the line for O'Toole. Conroy might be able to get his hands on it. No, Lucan defend it well again. Jack Bean. Dipping ball, he was looking for Ben Coffey, couldn't find him. Coffey has done well though, Coffey has turned it over, that's fantastic. And now he's won the free as well.
Tell you, great work from Ben Coffey there. Ball came in, it was nearly intercepted by a Cuala man, but the ball broke. He won the ball. It was 2 against 1. He won it. Won it free from it. So fair play to him. Great attitude shown. Charlie Carter seems to be putting the Kilkenny attitude of fighting for every ball into their heads. So going back to that Cuala goal there, it was just it was great defending from Lucan. They dispossessed Cuala, and just as they were coming out with a stray hand pass, so it's a sickener. But look, they'll plenty of time to get it right.
Harkness. It's a good response to the goal, isn't it? They've got the next 2 scores.
Yeah.
Colin Cronin, who will claim that he assisted that goal, but it was a stray hand pass. Somehow Conroy got the possession and got the shot off. Great finish. Not the tidiest of build-ups, but a great finish. Play will stop. There's a Lucan man down on the ground.
Be an indirect free for Lucan now. They had possession.
McCaffrey's down. It will take a lot to stop him participating or going further in this game. 1-5 Cuala, 8 points Lucan Sars. 2 teams that have won both their matches so far. It's not do or die, but it's still exciting, and there's still a good bit at stake. Doesn't have to be knockout in championship to be exciting. I think we're finally getting around to that as GAA and hurling and Gaelic football people, and ladies football of course as well. Camogie.
Go off, he must be cut there. Chance to bring on someone. Yeah, look, you were saying the intensity in that knockout feel. Yeah, look, it is missing. I think when it gets to county semi-final, county quarter-final stage, there is that added bit of a sting to it. But look, when you look at the prize from today, from this game here, it's certainly one that lads will be fighting for. The team who wins today, you'd imagine, are going to come top of the group. So boys straight into the semi-final, it's worth a lot.
Well, Kilmacud Crokes might have something to say about that, because they still have to play Cuala. So it kind of depends on what happens here. It could be a 3-way log jam at the top of the group.
Then it will come down to scoring difference and everything. So I think every score is worth so much.
Good pull on that one by Coffey, intercepted by Conroy.
He did well there.
Did brilliantly, didn't he? Oh, getting his stick on it there was Luke Walsh. Couldn't soak it up though. Dara Toomey. Cronin.
Oh, such a dangerous ball, just popped into that space. He's taking on his man.
O'Toole, what's he thinking, goal or point? I think he thought neither in the end. Jamie Conroy. Dara Toomey. Toomey tried to bounce past it. Lucan just had too many bodies back there.
Very good from Lucan, and Lucan have it free. Just a lunge in. I don't think there was nothing malicious in it. He was lunging for the ball himself, but he just caught the man late.
Well, should O'Toole have just taken on a point there, just gone for a point?
Yeah, I think when he got ahead, when he got goal side of his man, when he decided he wasn't going to run bearing down on goal, he should have just flicked it over the bar. He had that yard, had that opportunity, but decided to turn back, look for the man.
He's a real talent, O'Toole. I love watching him, I have to say. He's got a pivot on the ball, if that makes sense. Chris O'Leary, speaking of talent. Wide.
Wide was some strike of the ball, but just a little off target.
Sean Brennan looks for Toomey and finds him. Toomey loses it though. O'Leary was there trying to win it back, but
surrounded by 3 Lucan lads.
Oh, fair play to Cuala, they got it back to Shannon. O'Flynn kept his head. John Shannon lost it. O'Flynn tried to win it back. Crummy. Walsh. Misses.
Oh no, point.
Oh, sorry, I thought he was waving it wide. No,
I thought he was as well, but no, he wasn't. He was just running around the goalie for the flag.
He's doing it for dramatic effect.
Similar to the first game, there's a lot of scores being got by the opposition making mistakes, like coming out with the ball there John Shane, he was given the hand pass and it bounced out of his hand. Lucan ended up punishing him from it.
Bellew looking for Coffey. Can Coffey win the foot race? He can. With them for company, Killian Shannon. Coffey waiting for support to arrive. Colin Walsh.
Wide
Misses.
ball again. Colin Walsh very far up the pitch there. Rarely see a number 2 up that far up the pitch.
O'Flynn tried that one-handed pick-up, did eventually get it under control, trying to get away from Fitzgerald. O'Flynn.
Well, he's flying it.
O'Flynn. That's the leveler. That's excellent.
That's a massive score now because they were under a bit of pressure. They hadn't scored in a while. He broke through 2 men and raced up the pitch for a score.
And a first score since the goal. Lucan had scored the last 3 in a row. Crummy loses it. Malone goes after it. Malone. Toomey has a man out wide. That's O'Toole. Toomey takes it on himself. And as we say, it's the right decision when you score, and that he has done.
Short with the puck outs now. They're going to build it up. There's an awful lot of stray passes with the sharp puck out though.
Smith with the diag, chasing after Charlie Kerr. That's a great take. They're managed by a great Kilkenny man.
Great
Kerr is a
score.
great hurling name in Kilkenny, and Charlie Kerr lives up to it there.
Great score, great crossfield ball into that space in front of Manny, coming out away from goal, but great play.
O'Toole hit away from him by Matt McCaffrey. Malone battles for it.
Touch on the ground there, I think.
I think we'll have to go for a clash ball here. It's picked up, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's picked up a little bit, but it had to. It couldn't stay going the pedestrian pace that it was at when you see what's online. But no, it is picking up, so hopefully it will take another life again.
Crummy. We'll have to go for a clash ball again, I think. It's like a bash derby below, isn't it? Cronin somehow escapes with the ball.
Fair play to Cronin there. He shouldn't really have come out with that, but he did.
Toomey racing after it. Was he fouled by Johnny McCaffrey?
There was definitely a clip of ankle there, not on purpose now, but I think the ball was already going out. I don't think, even if he didn't clip his ankle, he wouldn't have got there.
Let's have another look. So McCaffrey coming together with Toomey. Aye, accidental.
Yeah, there was no intent to it, but I was going out over the line regardless.
Luke Walsh looking for Coffey. Coffey trying to get it into the hand, but he's stuck to there. And Cuala win that dirty ball, win the possession. Here's O'Flynn. Sends it on. Cuala outnumbered in the square. They had to run it and they lost it. Chris O'Leary. Charlie Kerr. He's got speed, he's got skill as well. Conroy swatting at him. Kerr, is he going to go for goal? No, he slips unfortunately. And just no one around him, he's completely isolated. Well, the pitch is still wet because we've had a lot of rain in the last 24 hours, including today. There's been a couple of drizzly spells.
Vital time to slip there.
It was. Roland Smith. Matt McCaffrey. Chris O'Leary wanted it, he put the hand up, but Luke can go long. There's a lot of red there, not so much green and white, but the green and white has it. He's not fouled, it's Charlie Kerr. Charlie Kerr squeezes that one over. That's a really, really fine score.
Great score. I think like that, like previous game as well, could have been blown for steps there, but I think he was being fouled, so the ref will always allow an extra step when you're being fouled. So, but yeah, great score. A few men on him, but he took on the challenge and popped the point.
2 in a row for him. That one puts his team in front. McCaffrey. Lucan have been there or thereabouts in the last couple of years. Haven't managed to win the Senior A as it was, the Senior 1 as it is now. Chris O'Leary going long, looking for Crummy and finding him.
Great ball, great snap from me as well.
Crummy lost the hurley, but not the head. Colin Walsh puts
Great
it over.
Score. Great score. But it's a support play coming. Crummy was held up, lost his hurley, but it was the running at pace. I think if you can get the goal side your man, he's busting himself to get back to you, and you have the advantage straight away.
That's the third time in this game that Lucan have hit 3 points without response. Just goes to show how important that goal was for Cuala. Lucan, who are on top at the moment. Smith, Kerr is the target. Kerr allows it to beat him. Now he's going to have to beat the fullback John Shannon. Kerr got under it. Does it go off target? No, it doesn't.
That's 3 points in a row now for him. Could have been a little bit adventurous go for goal. He only had one man to beat, but probably the smart choice just to pop the point.
Yep.
You score one, Dave to score two.
He scored 3 of the last 4 for Lucan. That's their first time doing a 4 in a row in this game. Still a long time to go. Andy Power.
Well wide.
I think Cuala would be glad of the half-time whistle, which has not come just now. I thought it was for a second. Oh, that's a miscue. Can he keep it in play? He'll be under pressure even if he does. Cuala have it back.
Colin
Cronin didn't really have anyone to pop it to there. He was isolated. That's good battling from Sean Harkness.
Johnny McCaffrey actually won the ball. But it was great from Johnny. Real intelligent hurling.
Chris O'Leary tries to get there, and that's a free in for a pull across. But I'd like to see that one again, because it looked like there was a chop from O'Leary, but that obviously happened after the ref had judged that there was that pull across. Let's have a look here.
I think it was when Ben Coffey went up for it. Lucan are doing the crossfield ball an awful lot. I don't think there was anything in that there now, but look, the ref must have seen something I didn't. He knows the rule book, I don't.
He's genuinely close to it as well, and like in a game of hurling, when you're as close as he is, especially on the near side, because that's from the side that's obscured to us. So here's Harkness. High and over. You can see why Harkness puts up a lot of scores from frees and place balls. He tends to drop deep during play, but goes up to take the frees. That's half-time, 14 points to 1-7. What have you made of it, Ryan O'Dwyer?
Yeah, look, it started off for a game that I thought was going to be full of bluster, full of hitting and really just lads fighting for the ball. I was disappointed for the first maybe 10-15 minutes. But look, coming up to half-time there, I think it has busted into a bit of life. Lucan ahead by 4 now at half-time, so they're in a very good position. They're coming out. They will be against a slight breeze, but I don't think the breeze is going to be a factor today. It's a little breeze. It's not going to favour any one team massively. But look, I'm hoping that the second game will have that intensity to it that I thought the full game would have. But I don't think it's going to continue the way it has anyway. I certainly think there is going to be a bit of life to it, but first 10 minutes of the second half is going to be key.
Well, as it stands, Lucan in pole position to win the group. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from the first half. He's been a danger, hasn't he, Charlie Kerr? But this was a good save. Great work from the Cuala defence to smother him. Sean Brennan still had to stop it going in, though. Sean Harkness. He's been good from frees. He's been good from play as well, sitting in a deep position. O'Leary sending his man in there, who just sailed it over. Cuala need a bit more of that in the second half. That was a good take and a good turn. Harkness, doesn't matter the angle, does it? He puts it over. We'll get a look at that Cuala goal in a few moments. Here's Coffey, he's been lively. That was a good score, wasn't it? Won his own ball, put it over.
Yeah, certainly. But look, he is causing trouble there for Cuala. The ball has gone in, and he's won one or two. He's won 2 or 3 balls there where he didn't really have any right to. He got a free out of one of them.
Colin Walsh roaming up from cornerback. He scored 2 points from play in the second half. Now Cronin, he'll claim the assist, but really, Lucan should have cleared it. A really, really fine finish by Conroy. And at that stage, you thought, well, would Cuala drive on? They were 1-5 to 6 points in front. But then Lucan responded by getting the next 3 points. In fact, since the goal, Cuala have only got 2. Diarmuid O'Flynn.
That was a really good point. He broke through 2 tackles, carried on, and put it over the bar.
Loves to drive out of defence, doesn't he?
This one was a good one as well, but if he gave the ball earlier across, there was a free man outside on the overlap.
Charlie Kerr. He's been dangerous, he's been lively. He's been accurate at times. There's more of his accuracy and battling qualities. What a catch that was from Crummy.
But see the pace that Walsh is running through here. Look, he had lost his man. That's what's creating the scores for Lucan. They're running hard.
Charlie Kerr, 2 men around him, didn't matter. Still found enough space to get a shot off and get it over. And there's Harkness with another one. So, half-time, not done yet by any matter of means. Lucan in a good position, and they would be in a very good position group-wise if they were to win this one, because then they would have beaten, I suppose, the 2 teams that they would see as their biggest rivals to win the group, Cuala and Kilmacud Crokes. Earlier on, by the way, Kilmacud Crokes with a good win against Whitehall Columkill. You can watch that back on Dubs TV, and of course you can check out the highlights via the Dublin GA social media channels. You'll be able to find out more about the fixtures that are going on this weekend and everything else that's happening in Dublin GA via the Dublin GA social media channels. Half time here, Lucan Sars 14 points, Cuala 1-7. We'll be back with the second half. Stay with us. Welcome back for the second half. Lucan Sarsfields leading by 14 points to 1-7 against Cuala. Ryan O'Dwyer, what are you expecting from this second half?
Well, I'm expecting a rise of intensity from both teams. I think the first half, coming towards the end of the first half, I think the intensity did come into it, but both teams know it's at stake. There's the opportunity of a bye to the semi-final here. That break to get your body right, get your team right. So I do expect a lot in this second half.
Lucan looking for a fast start. They might get it as well. Coffey. Couldn't get it first time. Now it's Crummy. Crummy at a tight angle. Crummy going for it.
Oh,
what a goal from Paul Crummy. I thought he'd settle for the point, but no.
I did not expect that now. The angle he was at, I said, not a hope he'll go for it. Even going for a point from that angle, I thought would have been risky, but top of the net, jeez, could not have saved that.
Talk about starting as you mean to continue. Paul Rigney left it behind. Cuala desperate to get a score here. Again, no need to panic, but it's a really good start to the second half for Lucan. Walsh.
7-point lead there now. It's up to them to build on it.
Charlie Kerr racing out to it, breaking it, making it his own.
Charlie Kerr started behind his man there.
Coffey's inside.
Another chance here.
Coffey up against Power. Coffey settles for the point. Coffey second.
Very impressed with Kerr there. Started about 3-4 yards behind his man to run out to the ball. Ended up getting to the ball first, and great ball in as well.
Decent low ball to Coffey. Coffey flips it off. Harkness blocked. Good block as well. Great work from Owen O'Callaghan. Andy Power. Sean Moran.
It's a hard son to play into.
That's a really good catch, but not a good finish.
It's up to Lucan now, right? They're 8 points ahead. Are they going to rest on their laurels, or are they going to hit the ground running here and want the next score? This will tell you a lot if they're going to be contesting a county championship this year. Tell you what's made of them.
What about this? Crummy's goal.
Like, he's running in along the end line there. I didn't expect him to even shoot for goal, but what a finish.
Goalkeeper got there, Sean Brennan. Colin Walsh doing his best. Dermot O'Flynn dispossesses him. Then O'Flynn loses it. Colin Walsh just didn't let him go. They're like demons today, Lucan, aren't they? They're battling for absolutely everything.
Linesman was very slow putting up the flag there. He's given a throw in.
Well, this is some game so far. A little bit slow to get going, but as the first half went on, it got that bit more exciting. Crummy has really sparked it into life with that goal. What have Cuala got by way of response? A free right now anyway.
Yeah, Dermot O'Flynn there. Great rise from ball, about 2 inches off the ground, got it up, took the man on and won the free. So Lee Murphy's been very good with the frees so far. They really need this one now.
Murphy. Beautiful conditions in Parnell Park, and Murphy sails it over. A first in the second half for Cuala, and a much needed one as well.
Very confident coming out with the ball.
Cuala win the free.
No, it's Lucan free. The ref had given the advantage. They didn't win a clean ball, so he's bringing it back for a free.
Okay.
I was saying there, Lucan are very confident coming out with the ball. Like, he took on his man there in the full back line. Like, you get dispossessed, there's a chance of a goal. So he was full of confidence coming out.
There's only one reason O'Leary is back here to take this. O'Leary. Does it have the legs?
Has the distance, but not the accuracy.
Got Lucan's first point after Cuala's goal. It was an important one. Gets away from Murphy. Comes out to Rigney. Cuala have it back. Good ball. Murphy. That's a really fine score by Liam Murphy. 2 in a row from him. 2 important ones.
Back to a game again. I know there's 6 points in it, but 2 points in a row now is certainly after sparking a bit of life into him. Next score is important for both sides.
John Bellew takes aim and drops it in towards
Great
Coffey.
ball in. Great ball.
Great catch, Coffey. That is beautiful and direct hurling.
Great ball in. I was looking down the pitch there, and Coffey was actually behind his man, but he was running one way, but hand was pointing the other way, and that's where he got the ball. I got where he was pointing. Great communication out on the pitch.
O'Callaghan trying to get away from his man. That's Sean Harkness. Harkness did really well. Luke Walsh. Coffey's trying to get there, but he won't. Sean Moran. Cushion ball to Malone. Malone.
From distance.
Does it have the legs? That's fantastic
over
from
the
Malone.
bar. Great scoring. Badly needed.
Well, the experienced players, they stand up when they're needed. Malone did that just there. Moran.
Steps.
Moran. Malone waiting. Might fancy another one. No, and that was on O'Callaghan anyway. Here's Jamie Conroy chasing after it. Jamie Conroy.
Great score.
Very good score. Adds to his goal earlier on.
They're getting a bit of momentum now.
2 in a row for Cuala. Great take, Kevin Fitzgerald.
Great catch.
Good pass, McCaffrey.
Very comfortable on the ball as well. Didn't rush his decision making.
Coffey. What a turn. Coffey with time and space. He'll take his point. Didn't look in any way panicked, despite the fact that he was being heavily marked and took the ball with the Cuala man hanging off him.
Same with Kevin Fitzgerald getting the ball across to him. Didn't rush the decision making at all. Just ran onto it. Oh, here's Darragh O'Connell.
O'Connell. Tried to find Cronin.
Free out
Instead
through
it's
the
a free
ball.
out, yep.
Cronin did all the right things. He was running a pace on his shoulder, but just a little bit of sloppiness from Darragh O'Connell. Johnny's taking this free here. He'll take his time over. There's no rush.
Up next for Lucan, by the way, Whitehall Colmkill on the 2nd of September. Cuala's bye weekend is the next round of fixtures in the Senior Hurling Championship. It ends on the weekend of the 16th of December. Cuala taking on Kilmacud Crokes. Whitehall Colmkill take on St. Bridget's. Who knows, maybe Lucan will have the group won by then.
Yeah, he was pulling his hurley there. Free for Killian Shannon. Look, this game isn't over yet. There's another 6 points in it, but there's going to be a bounce from Cuala. There's going to be a bit of fight in them. Sub coming on here now.
Coming in for Cuala is Shea Gaffney. Going off Andy Power. Murphy guides it over.
This game is far from over. To see a substitution for Lucan here now again.
Well, that's Liam Garrigan, who got some game time in the first half as a blood sub. Didn't see who went off there for Lucan.
No one has gone off yet, I don't think. Oh no, Kieran Fitzgerald has gone off.
Kevin Fitzgerald.
Kevin Fitzgerald.
This group far from done. This game far from done. Lucan try and work it out. Good harassing there by O'Toole. Liam Murphy is there, as is Dermot O'Flynn. Shannon just kind of fell under his feet. Now it's Crummy. John Bellew, cool as you like, taking on all comers. Bellew, it's lost. Cuala have it back. Barreling forward, Killian Shannon. John Shannon. Liam Murphy. Murphy trying to slalom through, but there was no room. Harkness. McCaffrey. The aim is Charlie Kerr.
It was nearly like a small-sided possession game there, trying to hold on to it.
Kerr trying to get away from Conroy. The advantage is coming anyway.
Yeah, he has the free coming.
Mightn't need it. Now he will. It's wide. So we'll come back for the free.
And even after he won the free, I think there was a foul again. I think there was the block came down on his hand when he took the shot. The card follow here now. Is he talking to his man? No, he's having a word, but he's not giving a card. Cuala can't bridge that 5-point lead. See the older heads with Cuala, as we're looking down here. Jake Malone is trying to get the lads going around him. Sean Moran is shouting at lads. Colin Cronin in the forwards, you can see him talking to lads around. It's the old heads that are trying to drive it for Cuala.
Harkness, one of the young heads for Lucan.
Yeah, another point.
Puts it over. Cuala staying in front. First score since the 38th minute for Lucan. Sean Moran is fouled. It's a free out. Not sure that I said Cuala staying in front there. I obviously meant Lucan, but you know that because you can see the scoreboard.
Sean Brennan out again to take this free. He slotted one from the halfway line in the first half.
Brennan looking for a second point. And getting it. Good score. Bellew. Walsh. Going down towards Coffey. Might fall for Charlie Kerr. Conroy trying to put him off. Conroy trying to get the ball. Conroy has, much to his credit. Darragh O'Connell. Good turnover. Cuala tried the diag. Dermot O'Flynn just bounced away from him. Colin Walsh battling for it there is Shea Gaffney. Dermot O'Flynn. It's too hot to handle, isn't it? Garrigan. Rigney intercepted by O'Flynn. O'Flynn
hit it right back into the traffic though. Great score.
Fantastic by O'Flynn. 4 between them.
That's close they've been now since the goal. It's careless from Lucan though. It was hitting it right back into the traffic when he could have just gone out the side.
Rigney. Juggled, lost, but regathered by Ronan Smith. Looking for Coffey again. Sean Moran. Coffey claims he was being fouled. Moran plays on.
He was being pulled. He could have got a free there, but look, play on.
Cronin. Rigney chasing him, but Cronin's still going.
Can't catch it again.
Liam Murphy's inside. Cronin goes off the stick, off the woodwork.
Oh.
That's good work on the break by Jack Behan.
I know Lucan are ahead, but they really, really need a score here just to steady the ship.
Crummy, who got that unbelievable goal at the start of the second half. But there was no one down the line. Here's Sean Moran. Is that Cronin probing around the goal? It is. But it's a wide.
I don't know, is that a ball in or a shot? If it was a shot, it was very, very adventurous. Wonder they're trying to kill the game here. There's a man down there.
Jack Bean.
Ref isn't entertaining it. Telling him to get back up. He gets back up fairly quick.
O'Leary
Oh, nearly a great catch, but he still won the break himself.
goes for it. O'Leary. That's a fine
score.
point by O'Leary.
That was, apart from the Crummies goal now, that was scored today so far. Won the ball himself, brought it out to the side, popped it over the bar.
Hasn't been prolific in a scoring sense in this game, O'Leary. I think that's actually only his second, but he has won an awful lot of ball, has dragged Cuala defenders with him. Cuala now get a free.
(119 to 114). Look, there's 15 minutes left. This game could go either way. We don't know, but it's free in for Cuala now. So
Liam Murphy standing over it. It can end in a draw, obviously, because this is the group stage.
score.
Just 4 between them. Rigney. Smith is down, will stay with play. Harkness is the target. He's being followed by Gaffney. Harkness waits for support. Plays it across the park. It's a risky enough one towards Walsh.
Oh,
That's a great take by Walsh. He's trying to get away from Shannon. Pops it up for Kerr. Kerr, Crummy. Free was coming anyway.
Free anyway. It was a great catch from him because it was a real 50-50 ball. The ball that came across. Did well to win it.
Lucan just look composed, don't they?
Yeah, they look very, very comfortable on the ball. But, you know, right, there's 4 points in now. You imagine he's going to put this over to make it 5. I'm still not convinced Lucan are going to win, even though they're 5 points ahead. Anything could happen. Maybe that's just me from playing against Cuala for years and having them come back
I think
to
that's
win.
called PTSD.
Yeah,
Brian.
I think so.
They're making a change. Going off is Ben Coffey. Are you surprised by that, given the ball
I'm
that he's
very
won?
surprised by that now. Like, I
Maybe
have
he's
him down
injured
as
now, we don't know.
I have him down as 4 points, but I am surprised. Yeah, maybe he is carrying an injury.
Harkness guides it over. Did you expect anything else?
Not from there, anyway.
Well, the man they have brought in is Matt Coogan. Now, he can win high ball. He's tall and he's rangy. That said, so can Coffey. I think it's fair to say, though, that Charlie Carter knows more about hurling than we do. So here's Ronan Smith. Jack Bean.
Oh, great ball, lob ball into that space.
Garrigan. Left
He
behind.
ran it out over the sideline.
Fumbled it out over the line. Kind of came off Gaffney, who couldn't keep it in play. That's a waste for Cuala. Remember, win, lose, or draw today for either of these two teams. They're still very much in the conversation for the go-ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship.
Yeah, and it really depends on the draw after this, the quarterfinals, semi-finals, who's playing each other and who'll avoid each other. But look, Lucan they're certainly. I wouldn't have picked them at the start of the year, but now
Here's Walsh. Luke Walsh, can he get it into his hand? Luke Walsh, good save by the goalkeeper. It's still in play. It's out for a 65.
He reacted first. In fairness, Sean Brennan came off the line very good there.
Cool to have a man down at the moment. That man is Killian Shannon. Five between them, 11 to go.
Sean Harkness walking out too. He's taking his time. You know, Lucan aren't in any rush to play any ball now. I don't want to jinx it, but the 2 games we've seen so far today, I thought the refs have had a great impact on the game. They've let it go as much as they can.
Harkness to extend the lead.
Yep, over the bar.
And he has. He
Back to
rarely
6.
misses, does he? Two in a row from Harkness. Cuala, we know they've got goals in them. They mightn't even need to score a goal. They have time, but the further it goes, the more they'll need one. That's a good hook on John Shannon. One back by Malone. But it's actually Crummy who had it then, somehow lost it. Another ruck, another schmozzle. Another clash ball.
That came from Shannon standing to strike the ball. You know, move your feet, or making it very easy for that position. Even the ref's throwing it in here, and the 2 lads are going for it. You can see how many people are around the ball. There's always a chance it will be another ruck.
Who's going to come away with it? O'Flynn. O'Flynn went to ground and wins the free in. And I often say it that when you kind of flop into someone with your chest onto their shoulder, you have a chance. Now, I'm not saying he wasn't fouled, but I think he did well to win the free. Football, by the way, next week on Dubs TV on the 27th. That's Sunday. We've got Skerry's Harps against St. Sylvester's. And Castleknock against Kilmacud Crokes. Kilmacud Crokes, of course, the defending champions. Those 2 games live next Sunday on Dubs TV. We've got a double header on Saturday as well. Thomas Davis taking on Raheny at 5:30 here in Parnell Park. That should be an interesting one. The following day, by the way, in that group, Lucan take on Cuala. And the first of our double header next week here in Parnell Park. Next Saturday, that is Whitehall Colmkill against Nafina. St. Jude's take on St. Vincent's in that group over the weekend as well. That's over in O'Toole Park on Sunday. Liam Murphy. Yes, Limo is the shout from his teammates.
Our sub here.
Well, coming in for Cuala is Des Dogan.
And Dara Toomey's coming off.
Dara wearing 17, but he did start. Hit a couple of good points as well.
Yeah, 2 points.
That's cool from Lucan and Bellew, who has overcarried, having been harassed by Cronin. Well, he's protesting. He says that Cronin was holding on to him, so what could he do? But it's a free into Cuala.
He's still protesting with the ref. I don't think he was pulling out him, but I think he was making it difficult for him. He was tapping the hand as he was running out.
Well, Harkness has just got 2 in a row. We're about to see 2 in a row from Liam Murphy. 4 between them. 7 to go, plus injury time. Tough one to call this.
Yeah.
Earlier on, Ballyboden with a big win against Fogs. That in the other group, of course. Keeper Murray goes long, looking for Kerr, didn't find him. Sean Moran is there. Diarmid O'Flynn running onto this one. Walsh for company. Line ball for Lucan.
A little bit messy from Sean Moran there, just kind of trying to dink the ball out to the man running onto it, but it was too close to the sideline.
Chris O'Leary. McCaffrey gives him an option, but O'Leary will go long. He's going to drop in around the square. A bit too much on it, if anything, and it goes wide. Owen O'Callaghan goes longish. That's a really fine take. Sliding into it, Liam Murphy. Great ball, Jamie Conroy. Jamie Conroy. Fantastic score from Cuala. Very well worked.
Great score. Got out in front of his man, took it in his hand. See, that's the difference. He could have taken that on the hurley because he's reaching out to it, but he got it in his hand first time, and then he was in control of it.
There's few better to move the ball around than Cuala when they get going. What a football pickup that is from Crummy. Garrigan. Walsh is outside. Now he gives it to Walsh. Colin Walsh.
Oh,
that's a fine score from Colin Walsh. His third from play.
Cornerback scoring 3 points, that's rare. Now, something I saw there that I didn't like, after that ball dropped there, Jake Malone went down. He didn't get hit, but he went down holding his knee. Now, he's up now, but he went down there a minute ago. It didn't look good, because you always worry when lads go down when they're not hit and hold their knee. Hopefully he'll be okay.
That was a great point by Colin Walsh, but it was made by Paul Crummy, who didn't even have a hurley, picking it up football style and getting the hand pass away. It wasn't even a particularly clean hand pass, but it kept it going forward for his
kept the
team.
momentum going, kept the flow to it. Four in it now with 5 minutes to go.
On a warm evening in Dublin, and after yesterday's storms, we're delighted to have a warm evening in Dublin. Could have made a change. I think that's, I'm not quite sure who that is going off. Might be Killian Shannon over on the far side. We'll update you on that in a second. Sean Brennan, batted down, falls kindly. Dara O'Connell got it to Killian Shannon, so it's not Killian Shannon who's gone off, because there he is winning ball. Here's Conal O'Toole. Conal O'Toole trying to shake off Luke Walsh. O'Toole. Jake Malone has gone off, I think. And Lucan have turned it over. Here's Garrigan.
Oh, standing to strike
Fantastic
the
block
ball.
down by Gaffney, but Garrigan invited it, didn't he?
Yeah, he was standing to strike the ball real slow. He was just waiting to be blocked.
Line ball for Cuala.
Another change for Cuala.
David Ryan.
Who's he on for? I don't see anyone jogging off.
Well, that's Paul Crummy, who's in recovery mode for Lucan. He's got his helmet off at the moment. The referee playing on. Cuala
Rare
looking
you
for
see
a score.
that with a lad with a helmet off playing on.
There's a scramble here. The scramble is won brilliantly by McCaffrey. Bellew. Killian Murray. Killian Murray goes long. Sean Moran is trying to get there. I think he will. He does. He's pressurised by Kerr, but Cooley puts it across the park to Brennan. Brennan.
Oh,
Great block down.
Standing to strike the ball again. Line ball.
Superman stuff from Sean Harkness, who got across.
Was a real goalkeeper strike there. It's planting the feet.
Well, he obviously thought he had more time than he did, but Harkness covered the ground so quickly. He swallowed it up, didn't he? Ball breaks. It's fine work by Matt McCaffrey. Taking it forward, John Bellew. Bellew racing away. He's got the ears pinned back. Kerr's outside. Kerr will run onto it. A goal will surely seal it for Lucan. Kerr!
Oh,
great
what
save.
a save.
Harkness will try and retrieve, but he's going to be beaten to it by Shannon. How important a save is that for Cuala?
Should have gone low.
Sean Brennan showing his quality once again, showing why he's Dublin #1.
Look, he should have gone low, but that can't take anything away from the save. It was a cracking save.
Well, Cuala still in this game, still hanging on in there.
Throw in here in the 21. I think Lucan will be happy just to step on the ball and drive it into the ground now at this stage.
But it is Cuala who get the ball back, and that was Gaffney showing great strength. And then Cuala go long, 4 between them. Left behind. Does it go to green or does it go to red? It goes to both. And then back to red. Is that a foul? Referee says play on. Cuala happy enough with that. Liam Murphy will run on to this. Liam Murphy, which is one man to beat. That's some shoulder by Bellew, but Murphy stays going. Whoa, oh, it's a great save. Trying to get there is Jamie Conroy. He's beaten to it by Rigney. Rigney swats it out. Walsh is waiting.
Really good save by Killian Murphy there.
We've seen Murray, yep.
Murray.
We've seen 2 fine saves by the goalkeepers. I have to say, I thought when it initially left his hurley, it was going wide, but it was on target, and Murray saved it, and Cuala had the free in. Johnny McCaffrey's got his helmet off at the moment. He's saying, I was fouled. Referee not interested. Right, let's get a look at the first goal chance if we possibly can. This is Charlie Kerr's shot, saved magnificently by Sean Brennan. Great work by Bellew. Fantastic pass. And you thought here Kerr's going to bury it. It was a good height for the goalkeeper. Here's the save just made by Murray in the Lucan goal.
Great ball from Cronin as well.
Bellew, who created the last chance. Maybe it was going wide, but he didn't know that. Still a good save. And he pushed it out as well. He didn't just push it back into play.
Yeah, no, it was cracking save. Great goalkeeping from both ends.
This to make it a 3-point game. Murphy puts it over. Now I wonder how much time there is.
Now, after all we've been saying how good Cuala or how good Lucan have been, there's still only 3 points in it. And I don't think Cuala have played phenomenal, so there's a lot of questions to ask Lucan and Cuala before the year is out.
And this time Killian Shannon has gone off. They have replaced him. Didn't see who came on for him. They don't announce it here, but we'll clarify. Here's Gaffney.
Cormac Spain. Come on.
Cormac Spain is on.
Yeah.
Here's Shannon. John Shannon, that is. They try to turn it over Lucan, but it is a Cuala ball.
61 minutes gone. To be interesting to see how much the ref is going to leave on.
Defeat not fatal for Cuala today, but certainly damaging. That's a good take by O'Flynn. O'Flynn popped it off. Des Duggan. It's a 2-point game. O'Leary is the target. He's swung on it in the air. He's lost his hurley, but he's still battling for it. But it is Owen O'Callaghan who has it. Sean Moran. Des Duggan.
Risky ball there, but he worked out. He did well.
Duggan being held back by Walsh. Advantage being played. Cuala still playing. And they'll come back for the free.
Oh, he's not happy with that.
We've had a few stoppages, but I have to say it would be a guessing game for me to try and tell you how much injury time we have. We're fairly deep into it. But Cuala, they don't seem panicked. So maybe they feel they have the time to score a couple of points. They're not trying to rush it or...
Well, I'm sure he asked the ref here, so we'll see. Does he lob it in or does he go for point?
Well, we'll know by what he does here. Liam Murphy, who's been unerring today. He's been excellent. He's going for it. So obviously Cuala feel they have enough time to get another one if they need it. It's 3 without response by Cuala, and it has them back to within 1. And Lucan will be thinking about that Kerr goal chance as Cuala get the possession. Here's Sean Moran. Moran brought down. Nope, referee says play on. Lucan looked to turn it over, and they have. Kerr trying to get it. He can't, but it's Chris O'Leary's. O'Leary settles, shoots. Doesn't get a proper strike, and if Brennan comes to collect, he's fouled, but there's a free in.
Free from where the ball lands as well, I think, because he was...
Well, O'Leary was taken out after he took the shot, which there was no real need to do because, yep, you can see it there. Just a hit after O'Leary got the shot away, a shot that dropped short anyway.
So free.
And Brennan thought he was fouled by Harkness there, so...
Free from 21, he's not going to miss this, so makes it a 2-point game.
And that means Cuala probably would need a goal. O'Callaghan and Moran dropping back on the line.
Sub for Lucan there.
Conroy also making his way back.
Keane McHugh in for
Kerr.
Yeah.
And I've been told by someone in Lucan before that he is actually a distant relative of the great
Eddie Kerr.
Eddie Kerr, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Harkness. It looks like Cuala will need a goal, but do they have time?
I think the ref is going to blow it up. He's not moving out the field for the puck out. Yeah.
Lucan have beaten the big two in this group. They've got wins over Kilmacud Crokes And now Cuala, 123 to 121. Nothing confirmed yet, but they're in a very good position to win the group and go straight through to the semi-finals. And Ryan O'Dwyer, they deserve their victory today.
Yeah, thoroughly deserved their victory. I think, look, I think there is questions to be asked about them. I think, I suppose like the other game with Crokes, management team going back during the week, having enough to I suppose beat the Crokes team with to keep them focused. Cuala will have the same. They won today. It's a good performance, but it wasn't a perfect performance. So they look, even though they won, they still have a bit to work on, and they're going to have a say in this championship. But look, no disrespect to other teams that they still have to play Bridget's and Whitehall, but it does guarantee them top spot bar something drastic happens. So they're in a good position to go straight through to the semi-final. You look at the other group, Bowden are in a great position to go through to the semi-final. So if you're a betting man at this stage, you'd fancy Crokes and Cuala to make up that top, the second and third position. So it'll depend on the other group now what way the quarterfinals are going to shape up.
Well, the standings after this victory, and I'm doing this kind of top of the head, I'm just doing it as I look at it. Lucan Sarsfields are now 3 from 3. They've got 6 points. They've played 3 games. Cuala are on 4 points, having played 3 games. Kilmacud Crokes are third in the group on 2 points, having played 3 games. But of course, one of those games was the bye, so it doesn't really count if that makes sense. St. Bridget's and Whitehall Columkill on no points. Still to come in this group on the 2nd of September. It is Kilmacud Crokes against St. Bridget's and Lucan Sars taking on Whitehall Columkill. Cuala now have a few weeks because they don't play again until the 16th of September. That will be the final game in the group. So, yes, it's poised. It's poised. For Cuala, they do have, that, as we say, that couple of weeks now to maybe get a bit of work done. And like, they won't panic because, yes, it's a 2-point loss, but it's the group stages, so there is room to manoeuvre.
Yeah, certainly. There's, you wouldn't panic yet. But look, the game against Crokes next day is going to be big for both teams because whoever gets bet, they'll have been bet twice this year. No matter what way you look at it, no matter what confidence you have or players you have, being bet twice in a year certainly does affect your confidence and the belief in yourself. So the next game between Cuala and Crokes is going to be, you'd imagine it's going to be a cracker because there's a lot of history there. A lot of lads have gone to school together, played each other through the years. And especially when Cuala won the All-Ireland clubs, Crokes is probably their hardest game all year. So, yeah, that's going to be a cracker the next day.
That's down for O'Toole Park on the 16th of September. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from the second half. Lucan powering through in the end. And what about this for a goal? Well, we'll see this in a second, actually. Here it is. Yep, Paul Crummy. After Coffey won the possession, the dirty ball.
I thought not a hope is going to shoot from goal. He's basically on the end line there, but what a shot!
Just smashed it home. Paul Crummy.
Sean Brennan's a great goalie, but you can't hold it against him for not saving that. It was a cracking shot.
That was a good score from Coffey. They started the second half well with the first 2 scores. Then Liam Murphy stepped up for Cuala. He played well today, actually. Got a couple of scores in a row. This one from play. Then Lucan decided it was time for a coffee. Ben, to be specific. Good score.
It was the movement for that score, though.
Yep.
I know you didn't see there on the video, but it was brilliant movement.
Malone from quite the distance, sticking that one over. That made it a 6-point game at that stage. Conroy was the step up then. Jamie Conroy, that is. But then Lucan responded through that man, Coffey. He had a great game. If we were picking a player of the match, he certainly would have been in the conversation. Murphy made it 112 to 17 points, a 5-point game. Then Harkness did what he did all day. Stuck over a pressure free. And I guess every free is a pressure free in the Dublin Club Championship. And that was O'Flynn. A bad ball out of defence by Lucan. O'Flynn intercepted and stuck it over. Chris O'Leary, a battling performance from him. And this was quite the score. That made it 119 to 14 points. Murphy then with a free. But Lucan were to get the next two through Harkness. 2 frees in a row as well. Murphy. Cuala getting 3 points in a row in this particular instance. That made it 118 to 121. It was back to 3 points. That was a good score by Conroy, who got that great goal in the first half. Garrigan got it out to Colin Walsh. The man wearing number 2 got 3 points throughout the game, I think it was in the end. And then Harkness, what about this for a Superman dive? Sean Brennan casual, Harkness, unbelievable. A charge through from Bellew. Kerr could have finished the game here, but it's a good save by Brennan. A really good save. And it wasn't the only good save that we saw in this game. Murray also stepping up with this. Murphy got onto it. Bellew shouldered out of the way. And a good diving save to send it out the way as well, which was really important. Good battling on display from Cuala. And Des Duggan getting an important score there. But Lucan were to see it home. And O'Leary was needlessly fouled here. And then the free was from where the ball landed. And Cuala, well, they knew it was a 2-point gap and they would have needed a goal. But there just wasn't the time to even get the ball up the park and get a shot away. So they're sitting pretty on the top of the group. 3 wins from 3. And Charlie Carter, the Kilkenny man, a legend of a player, well, it turns out he's a decent manager as well.
Yeah, look, a good day all round for Lucan. Like I said, I suppose if they stay standing, they'll get left behind. So they know they need to improve for the next day and into the knockout stages of the championship. There's no point in flying through the group stage and then being bet in the semi-final. So they will want to hit the ground running the next day, and the day after that, and whatever else comes after that. Then I think they'll be ready for it. I think they'll be focused for it. But yeah, look, it's shaping up for a good championship. I think there's a few teams there that they all feel they have a chance to win, whether it's Ballyboden, whether it is Lucan, whether it is Cuala, Crokes. I'm sure Nafina, even though they've been bet, they all feel they have a chance.
And you know what? I have said that Lucan have beaten the big 2 in the group. That's actually being quite disrespectful to St. Bridget's, who they beat only by 2 points. Same margin that they beat Cuala by today. So St. Bridget's still have something to say in this group. Of course, Whitehall, Columkill, the same. Cuala down but not out. And you fancy them to rally. They are a champion team and they'll show that throughout the rest of the group stages. Well, that's it for the hurling live on Dubs TV this weekend. Don't forget you can follow everything else that's going on around the county this weekend, including results from Senior 1, 2, 3, Intermediate, Junior, the whole lot. You can get those through our social media channels via Dublin GAA and, of course, on the Dublin GAA website. You can check out the table for yourself also on the Dublin GAA website. Football returns next weekend. We've got 2 double headers on Saturday and Sunday on Dubs TV, and you'll be able to get the detail of that through the Dublin GAA website. Ryan O'Dwyer, thank you very much for joining us. Really enjoyed your company today. Of course, earlier on, Kilmacud Crokes with a win over Whitehall Columkill. You can watch that one back in full on YouTube, or you can check out the highlights for that, this, or last night's game between Nafina and Plunkett's, and fair play to the players last night. They showed good skills in tough conditions. You can watch back the highlights again. Well, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Go to the Dublin GAA website or the Dublin GAA social media channels. I've become predictable. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. We'll catch up with you soon. Congratulations to Lucan, who have made it 3 wins from 3 in the go-ahead Senior 1 Dublin Senior Championship, Senior 1 Championship. From Ryan, myself and all the team in Parnell Park, take care. Bye-bye.